Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 164. Crabby. I had to say it. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and irascible Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight, not playing their regular character, is James. James, tell everybody who you will be playing.
Hello, my name is James, and I am playing Afiel, who is definitely a raven.
Definitely. And also with us tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing the magnificent, the perfect Catra.
The perfect.
I love it. Perfect. And also with us tonight, we have Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Izzy, and I'll be playing Aki, the only one of our characters who has no way of talking.
It's true. It's true. It does make things interesting, but that growl was quite good earlier. And also with us tonight is Lee. Lee, tell us who you'll be playing.
Mimi. Yes, hello, my name is Lee, and I'll be playing Mimi, the baby mimic.
Yes, indeed. And last but certainly not least, we have Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Dare, and tonight I am playing Felzik, the wonderfully childlike rock elemental.
Who's very good at slam attacks. When we last left our players...
So, petition to call this to rename this episode to The Secret of the Krabby Patty.
The Secret of the Krabby Patty. Let it be so. I'm writing it down right now. Of the Krabby Patty. And when we last left our players, they were not eating a Krabby Patty. They were trying to infiltrate the Kraken's lair and get the second half of the Staff of Seraphim, but they had been ambushed by 8 mind flayers, and their companions and pets and familiars have come to the rescue, which is what the players are playing now. On their way down, in their very unconventional way down, they met not 1, not 2, but 4 kobolds who were coming for one big score to raid this temple that had supposedly a great treasure within, along with a lot of gold. And they have teamed up with these 4 kobolds. Teamed up is a strong word, named Nos, Sucks, Kerr, and Jim. And while you've made your way forward, a Wastreth, a type of water demon, had appeared and sicked 3 giant crabs on you. And now you are all going to die. But wait! You are all more than you appear to be. And let's find out about that by rolling for initiative. Okay.
I have a quick question, Michael, before
Yes.
we get started. There's a certain attack that Afiel has that has a range, but there's no range listed, and I'm wondering what that might be.
Gotcha.
The special attack, if you will.
I'm going to say that the range is 50 feet, since I did
Thank
not
you.
specify. You are welcome. And so I have rolled for the crabs and for the gnolls, and so I would now like for Felzik to tell me what you got.
Felzik got a 19.
19 for Felzik, and for Mimi.
22.
Nice. Taken after their owner. And for our resident silent lizard, what did Aki get?
17.
17. Y'all are rolling just awesome tonight. And speaking of always awesome, Catra, what did you get?
I'm trying to find my initiative. Sorry.
Oh, did I may have left it off. It should be towards
I think it should be at the top.
Yeah, your initiative
Okay.
is +9.
I found it. My mind
You
just...
are a
You are a cat. You have the best initiative on Earth.
Funny that. I rolled, in total, it will be a 14.
14 for Catra, can't be bothered. And
That sounds like a cat.
not least, Afiel, what did you get, Bird Boy?
17 as well.
17 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you go before Aki because you are flying. So that actually brings it to Mimi first. 3 giant crabs have burst out. The wastrel is making its way further down the chamber, away from y'all. One of the crabs had just attacked Aphiel in the center. It is the largest and most covered in barnacles. There's one to its right who is smaller, less covered in barnacles, and seems faster. It is a deep, like almost midnight blue. And on their left is one that is missing a crab. Missing a pincer that has a flailing tentacle, and it is like a dusky red. The one in the center is like just kind of a mottled, like tan type color. What would you like to do, Mimi?
Well, the one that hurt my friend looks tasty. Mm-hmm. So first things first, Mimi is going to match its size and devour it.
I love it. So you do have an ability, and describe to everyone what you're doing, and then give me that roll.
Mimi is going to essentially weird shape to the same size as the crab, and just eat it. Upon eating it, she will emit and exude an adhesive, a gross, horrible goo that is essentially just this glue.
Yes. You are a baby mimic, but you are still a mimic.
Yeah. I should warn, once she eats this crab, she's probably not going to be able to do much more for a while. So, yeah. That is a... 27.
27. So that is successful. So I want you to describe to me, just tell me what that looks like when that happens. What form Mimi takes.
Before everybody's eyes, as these massive crabs sort of start looming over this party, who, to be fair, are fairly small, you all see Mimi, the backpack, suddenly become the size of the biggest crab, still looking like a backpack, and just crawl towards it and just engulf it in her entire form, like a snake eating an egg, just warm, and just overtakes the whole thing in this massive, just forcing it down her throat, and then her mouth shrinks down to its size that she normally is. Even though she is huge, the mouth is tiny. Tiny. Just this little pucker in front of her quote-unquote face. And then you watch as this weird goo just kind of oozes out of her all over the room, and you hear this Mimi, 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 Mimi. And in the heads of those who can understand her, you hear, don't touch that. It's really sticky.
And just again to clarify, all of you can telepathically communicate with each other perfectly. You all understand each other perfectly. What exactly is causing that to happen, none of you exactly know, but it is happening. You all have perfect communication with one another. You hear Mimi, even though it's saying Mimi. You hear what it's saying. And y'all see this crab just become subsumed by Mimi and begin to flail wildly as it struggles. Did you roll for damage?
As far as I know, it's just going to be damage over time. So
yes, okay. So yes, you are correct. This is it breaking down as you literally do your.
As I eat it because I'm hungry.
This brings it to Felzik.
So Felzik is how far from the Wastrelith?
Well, the Wastrelith is probably about 20 feet away. It has started to move away from y'all as the giant crabs burst out between y'all. It is moving fairly rapidly, but it's not running. It's just its natural movement is fairly quick, but it is about 20 feet from you right now.
Okay, and so Felzik will use his movement Earth Glide to slide on up to the Wastrelith without incurring an attack of opportunity by passing by all the crabs, and pop out of the earth right next to the Wastrelith. Using his bonus action, he is going to transform into Titanite Elemental, and going to become 3 times his normal size. And
Ooh, he's a grower, not a shower.
so for his first attack, he is going to
I'm sorry, cut that out.
is going to slam the Wastrelith. Right? And that is a beautiful 22.
That will hit. The Wastrelith is much more powerful than the crabs, but it's still going to hit.
Okay. And so that is max damage. 16 plus 7, so 23 plus 6, so 29 points of damage. And he tries... Does he knock him prone?
I am going to say yes in this case, because with the slam attack and with the high roll and with the damage you did. Tell me the damage again.
29 points of damage.
29 points of damage. So this Wastrelith, you guys are not worth its time. Like literally not worth its time. It just looked at y'all with complete dismissal, and.
Or so it thought.
So it thought, and then suddenly bursting out of the ground in front of it is this tiny creature, not literally tiny, but small creature, and then suddenly, ka-choom, ka-choom, ka-choom. Again, I want y'all to remember, there are several things that y'all have done throughout this campaign that have fundamentally changed things. You know, your actions matter. And one of those actions was Penton bringing a little snack for Felzik, and that snack was a rod of Titanite. Having done so, he is able to assume this form and just slams. Now, you can't slam him to the ground the way you did the much smaller kobold, but your much larger form and powerful strike, you knock him backwards, and literally the back of his head, like ka-tonk, hits off the ground. And he is utterly surprised by this slam attack as your much beefier Titanite form comes forward. And that is your first attack.
Okay. So my second attack is also going to be a slam.
Okay.
And so let's get that out of the way. And that is a 27.
That will hit.
And this is even better. So that is 15 plus 2, 25, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41 points of damage. 41 points of damage by the Titanite Elemental. That is just mind-boggling. When he becomes this gem form of whatever he has eaten, he gains 10 piercing damage, 10 so that's 31 points of damage. That's plus 10 to attack. So it's 31 points of damage.
Gotcha. So you have done 60 points of damage to him in 2 strikes. But remember, Titanite is the second most powerful, most resilient, most sought-after metal in this world, after mithril. So it because of those properties. So yeah, when you turn into a Titanite elemental, it's a kind of a big deal.
Are there
you can
any
feel? Oh, go ahead.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Your body is not tireless. You know, you cannot operate at full efficiency without resting, that sort of thing. And though you do not tire the way that, you know, fleshy mortals do, but you can feel that this form is taking more of a strain, you know, to maintain. It's like flexing a muscle, but
Right.
you know, you're still good to go for the moment. I just wanted to say that.
Right. And so are either of the crabs within 10 feet?
No, they're not,
Okay.
because he was already 20 feet away when you burst out.
Okay.
So,
All right. And so that ends his turn.
and that was quite a turn. And that actually brings it to the gnolls. And they spring into action in that they start to run away. Like it's like their instinct
You mean kobolds?
is to run away. And actually...
Yeah, they're kobolds, not gnolls.
I'm sorry, kobolds. I did, by the way, as someone who has edited all of these, I did that same thing, 100 episodes ago, and switched those terms up. So this is not the first time I've done that. But yes, kobolds, their instinct is to run away at a threat like this. However, it's literally you, Felzik, and you, Mimi, doing these incredible attacks and facing this demon that they would not even consider facing, that spurs them to action. And so the fighter rolls terribly. They roll terribly. Oh my god, oh my god!
No, they do have the DM's dice.
They are kobolds, after
Every
all.
single one misses. Every single one. That is amazing. Not one of them rolled over a 7. That is tremendous. And so y'all just see they're inspired by both of you, and they go, ah! And they're just ting 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 ting, just striking at the crab with the flailing tentacle. And none of them are making purchase. He's singing a spell at it. They're, one of them is trying to blaze at them with scorching hands, and just nothing is working. Because they're kobolds.
You just hear. It's just this whole. You've got this. You can do it. Well done.
You can do
Get
it.
in there. You can do it. You've got the spirit.
You're giving them mimic bardic inspiration.
I'm cheering them on. You can do it. Yeah.
That was hilarious. I love that mental image.
They're a little confused, but they've got the spirit.
That's right. That's right. So that will actually bring it to Aphil.
Okay. This demon lizard thing, is it wearing armor? Does it have like natural armor?
It has
does
natural
seem to,
armor.
like chitinous. Okay.
It is definitely chitinous. Well said. It is
Okay.
not. It is not wearing anything.
Okay. Well, that's good because I can do something about that. So he's gonna. Well, as he's flying down to rake at this thing, he's gonna get a little bigger. So it's the little ring that's around the arms of his claw glows a bit, and he grows as he descends into like medium-sized creature, and which will up his claw attacks by a die, so it'll be D10s instead of D8s. And he's going to fly down and rake at this thing. And I'm going to roll an
I
attack.
love it.
Do-do-do.
1, 2, it feels coming for you.
10. Okay. So 2 claws. That's 2 17s. So 27 to hit.
That will
For both
definitely hit.
claws. Okay. Okay, so that's 15 points of damage. And then, because he has something called a precision strike, I'm going to roll a percentile and see if it's under 20%. So, or would you rather do 1 to 20 or 80 to 100?
Whichever you prefer. It does not
Okay,
matter
let's
to
go
me.
low. We'll go low. And that's a 4.
4.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that is going to reduce the natural armor by 10.
10.
I just ripped a chunk of
my-
his armor off, apparently.
Yes. So you all see this, and you, with this precision strike where he slammed into the ground, you saw in his back there was a crack, just the tiniest of crack where he hit in the back. And as he is raising himself up to, right himself, you see that tiny crack, and you come in and just, and you're this little tiny bird, but
Well, formerly tiny.
formally tiny, very well put. And you slam in, and there is this moment of pause, and then there's a, and part of its back falls off, and revealed underneath is like writhing muscle as this thing writhes in agony as you literally have removed a significant portion of its exoskeleton, and its armor is just badly damaged, and this thing has no idea what's going on. Like it has never in its long demonic life ever been injured like this, not even once. And I think that's your first attack, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's the 2 claws, and then I guess there would
Yeah.
be the beak attack as well.
And I do apologize. What was that total damage on the?
I was 14 points. No, sorry.
This is like the quintessential big bad evil guy coming in and realizing that, oh, he's poked the bear.
It's the ice demon all over again.
It's the ice devil again.
We're just really good at killing demons.
That's right.
It's a 21 to hit, which I'm going to assume is a hit because he's got reduced
Yeah, especially
AC
after
now.
that.
And that's a 8 more points of damage.
8 more points of damage. Okay.
Mayfield put in work.
By the way, this thing is 10 feet tall. It's not quite 10 feet tall because it does have a tail. So it's probably more like 7 feet tall. But yeah, this is just, you're just slamming into it with your claws raking, and then your beak comes into that fleshy exposed part. It just jams into that muscle, and it writhes and screeches and screams. And
I imagine it
Katra,
tastes bad.
oh, it's awful. Demons are not good to eat. Unlike crabs, demons are not good to eat. And Katra, you hear in Abyssal, it's saying, like, this is intolerable. I will see you all suffer. You will die, and just things you've heard a million times before, Katra. But not Katra. It's Aki's turn.
All right. So, how bad does this demon look?
Yeah, he does not look great. He does not look great.
Aki is going to take a gamble and is going to run up to him. Aki has a speed of 40 feet, so that is more than enough to get to this guy, and is going to use her full attack to try and just really drive her jaws into his body. She's hoping to aim for the head, but perhaps we'll see what this attack is.
Aim for the flesh.
So that's a 25 to hit.
Would you?
And now I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell the listener what attack you're using.
I'm using an attack called Chomp. This takes my full attack instead of having 3 attacks, but now because I've had a successful strike, I need him to roll a DC 18 saving throw. It doesn't say if there's anything he adds.
Yes. Well, he adds his own bonus.
What bonus?
Well, I mean, it's a.
I'm just saying it doesn't say what it saves from.
This would be a fortitude.
Gotcha.
He does not succeed.
So Aki was hoping that maybe she could just get into his back, but what she does instead is sort of. She's coming up from behind him and latching on to his shoulders with her big, meaty front arms, and simply rears down and bites off his head. And he's dead.
That is exactly how that ability works. You all see the moment where, as you flutter back after your attack, Aphil, you catch and you've seen Aki move pretty fast because lizards normally don't move quickly unless they need to. And in a short burst, Aki just is her legs just kicking out sideways as it just travels across the ground, scrambles up that sensitive back, biting its claws into that exposed flesh. And as you come up, your jaw literally unhinges like a snake. And this thing, which is, I said, 10 feet long, and so theoretically your mouth should not be able to fit around its head, but it does, because you are not a normal Tegu. Just like somebody else, yes. And your jaw comes down, and y'all hear a sickening crunch, like the sound of the largest celery you've ever heard slowly being twisted. And perhaps, like, in your low-grade telepathic link with Merezi, you know the sound that Merezi heard as her own head was about to be pulled off. This is what you hear as just pop! And this wastreless, demonic head is just consumed by you. It tastes horrible. But because it's demon flesh. But
yeah.
it is still flesh. It's still, like, it's not poison.
Aki drops down, and her throat is now just huge, just full of head, and she looks around and says telepathically, "Well, seeing the mimic eat made me hungry too." And now she takes now until the start of her next turn, her armor class is 9 because she is very occupied with swallowing. That's the downside to the fact that
is correct.
She just insta-killed this monster.
She totally did. I'm loving all those gifts, by the way. And with that moment, that will bring it to you, Katra. There is one, the biggest crab being slowly subsumed by Mimi, and then there are the 2 other crabs, a fast one and a tentacled one.
I'll grapple the fast one. Or not grapple, grab, I guess is the word.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, you do have that ability.
Yeah. So I'm going to use improved grab. So that should be a 16.
That will hit.
Great.
Their armor class, despite being crabs, is not that high.
That's 12 points of damage.
Okay. As you reach up and grab hold of this creature. Now, you cannot restrain it because you are currently a cat. But you can grab hold of it. And you do have the ability improved grab.
That's what I'm using.
Okay, gotcha. Well, then yes. And you could do that without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
You now have the ability to rake.
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to find...
Plenty of leaves around, Katra.
Okay.
They have very prominent eye stalks, don't crabs?
Oh yeah, it's unsettling. You do
wink,
have
wink,
3
nudge,
attacks.
nudge.
3. Sorry, I'm... well, that's not the best. So
These stat blocks can be difficult to read sometimes.
So that's only 4 points of damage for the rake.
Okay.
And then I should have 2 other attacks, or 1.
Well, you have 3 attacks total. So if you've raked once, then you can rake one more time.
Okay. That will be a 6 points of damage for the rake.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's true. It is at 1d8 plus 3. So for some reason I was thinking that was higher. Your attack bonus is really, really high with your rake because because you're latched onto it, it can't get you off.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual damage, yeah. But that's still 22 points of damage.
Great.
That you've done. That will actually bring it to the crabs. Unsurprisingly, the one that you are raking is going to try to slam its giant pincer against you to knock you off, Katra. And it rolls a 16. Will that hit?
And this would be a dexterity, or...
Oh, no, this is your armor class.
Okay. No, it does not hit.
It should be at the top. Yes. Unfortunately, the next one, it rolls a natural 20. So it...
Welcome to the 20 Club.
Yeah, no kidding. It actually does 22 points of damage, and you are flung off the crab as this pincer just sideswipes you, just with its sheer size, and you are sent flying towards the wall. And it is not a pleasant feeling. And that will bring it to the tentacle one. It looks down at the 4 kobolds and goes and attacks. Let's see. It rolled a 3. Okay, so unfortunately, the one that it does hit is the warlock.
Of course.
Of course. Penton can sympathize.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, it literally did minimum damage, so it did 4 points of damage to the warlock. So she is...
So the warlock's dead.
Yeah, she is dead. Exactly. No, she is quite hurt. She is quite hurt, but she is not dead. But all of his other attacks miss because they're all rolling by the DM. That will actually bring it to Mimi, and I think you're occupied at the moment, are you not?
Yeah, Mimi's
I'm sorry.
eating.
I do want to make one roll for the crab inside you. Nope, that's a 7. It is unable to escape. It is still being digested by you.
Point of order I want to do too as well. Even though it's inside me, can I still use slam?
It would not do full damage, but you could certainly try.
My other my other option is I'm gonna ooze on the other crabs.
Okay.
So basically, I'm just making the adhesive on them.
Roll to attack, because you got crazy extendy arms.
Okay. The closest one is the tentacle one, yeah? Or is it the one with only one?
Honestly, they're equal distance because the one you assumed is in the one in the middle.
Okay. I'll go for the one that's going for the kobolds. So the tentacle one.
Okay.
And I'm going to... That's... a 22... 24.
24. Okay, that will definitely hit. You ooze your adhesion on it, and it stickifies it, and also begins to cover it with dissolving acid.
It will need to make a DC 16 reflex save to get free.
It did actually succeed. It rolled a 19.
Okay. Well, as long as it's in there, it'll have to continue to do that.
Yep. So you are just chomping down on this big boy, and you by the way, y'all can see like something inside like a rubber towel. You see the pincer like vroom, 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 like trying to move out of Mimi as it is literally being consumed. This giant crab being consumed by Mimi. It is terrifying. That will bring it to Felzik.
So
Your
Felzik
opponent is dead, Felzik.
Okay. So Felzik looks at the decapitated lizard creature and goes, huh, and then looks up to where the two crabs are. Are they standing side by side?
They are not side by side because they literally, one was on the left and one was on the right of the, and in the center is the one being consumed.
Okay.
So they are not. They are all within, you can move and be in range with them. But
Okay, so,
they are not side by side.
How far apart are they?
They're about, well, I mean, they are huge, technically. So they're
About 10 feet apart, 15 feet,
well,
feet apart.
they're at least 20 feet apart because there's a giant crab between them.
Okay. All right. So
Just a warning that the adhesive does not have IFF. So
yeah.
Okay.
So Felzik will go up to the one that Mimi didn't spit on, and that's the one on his left, I guess. Right? Correct? Okay. And will slide up under him and grab two legs and yank down and slam it sideways into the earth and do his first slam attack.
Love it.
And that is a non-natural 20.
That will hit.
Okay. And so that is 26 points of damage.
Oh, beautiful. 26 points of damage.
And so his second attack will be a slam also, as he tries to rip the legs off. And that is a 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that is 15 plus 14 is 29, 30, 31, 32 points of damage.
So you feel the leg as you just rip it off, and it writhes and wriggles underneath you, and you have killed it. You have destroyed this crab as the crab leg jerks in your hand.
Okay, and so holding the crab legs in his hand as he sees the crab has tipped over and died, this invokes his Great Cleave ability. So I'm going to need a ruling on that. Does that mean he can move over to the other crab? Or is it merely one that is...
I will allow it. I will allow it in this
him.
case.
Okay.
I think if it's inside your movement speed for one round, it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like just in range with that.
He earth glides under Mimi and slams the crab leg as an attack of opportunity into the other crab, so that he's not touching the slime that is now on top of it.
Okay. Roll for that attack.
That is a 19.
That will hit.
Okay. And 17. That is 21 points of damage.
21. Okay. That you did suddenly just this leg sweeps across and wham slams in, and you get retribution on the damage that it did to Katra as it stumbles to the side, completely unexpected at this attack.
Those legs will now be stuck to the crab. DC 16th strength check required to pull them off.
That's right. That's right. And now it is the turn of the gnolls. They are
Kobolds.
now going
Kobolds.
to begin to...
Kobolds.
Kobold. Oh my god. Michael. I was doing this earlier by something else. I begins to viciously stab the one that's already dead and begin to tear it apart. They're just so proud of themselves.
That sounds like kobolds.
Yeah. And they're also pulling out hunks of meat and literally eating it like in like a victory.
That's what it's there for.
That's right. So that is what they're doing, and that will bring it to Aphil. There is still one crab that is not currently being consumed.
Aphil casts Pail of Butter for
But I must know, is it drawn butter?
it's actually ghee.
Oh, okay.
I feel casts California roll.
Taking note of the fact that I should not be touching this thing because it's sticky and feather's not good sticky. So he's going to fly within about 50 feet of it, coming back from attacking the lizard water demon thing, and his eyes are going to crackle a bit, and he is going to caw loudly and spit lightning at it.
And to everyone's surprise, you caw and lightning flares out of your mouth and strikes this creature.
Of course, the companion of Penton requires his crab cooked.
Right. This is, I've been soaking in all this magic for years. So that's...
It's too good for raw crab, huh?
So that's 12 points of damage on a failed save. I assume it's going to be a dex or...
Yes. And it definitely fails. And fortunately, canonically, Katra was knocked away when that happened.
Right.
I do want to roll a percentage die. Would you do me the... go ahead and roll that real quick, Pinson.
Okay.
Let me know what you get.
That's 50-50, so that's a bummer.
Yeah, or it could be a
75.
75, so that is above. So there is an uncomfortable moment, Felzik, where the electricity sort of crackles around your metallic skin, like drawn to it, but it doesn't quite, leap over. And you're like, ooh! But it doesn't, as it does 12 more points of damage to you, and that will bring it... Oh, I'm sorry, do you have other attacks? Or is that...
I'm assuming that a lightning strike
that would be that is your full attack.
It would be my full attack for the round, yeah.
It is, by the way, smoking and damaged and has a giant sticky claw sticking out of it. And Katra, that is now your turn.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry. Aki, it is your turn.
Okay, so which crab lives?
The one who is smaller and faster and now has another crab leg sticking out of it.
And is covered in goo.
And is covered in goo. He's
sticky.
He's sticky.
Well, Aki doesn't have anything else to do, so having just completed the biggest sort of swallowing noise possible and regaining her sort of full ability, she's going to sprint the distance between her and the small blue crab, and make 3 attacks. My 2 claw attacks are a 27.
You'll have to roll checks after each one.
Oh, to not be
stuck.
Okay, so I've rolled a 27 and a crit 20. I rolled the crit 20 the second before you told me I had to do rolls, and I'm hoping that you'll allow me to keep my crit.
I will allow you.
But let's see, what saving throw do I not have to do to not get stuck?
Is it a 15 or 16?
It's a 16 to pry it loose. Oh wait, it's a 16 to not get stuck. But if you do get stuck, it's a 16 strength to pry it off.
And what modifier is that?
Reflex
It would be
for
reflex,
to not get stuck. Yeah.
That's a 16. Oh, just directly a 16 and a...
Well, but you get to add your reflex bonus.
Yeah, that was a 16 with the bonus.
Defender
Okay, then you
wins,
succeed.
so
Then that succeeds, yeah.
And 18, and whatever 18 plus 7 is a 25, I think.
so you get the crit, and you keep
Yep.
your
Yes, okay, so
keep
both
your
attacks.
claws.
And let's see. Now let's roll that damage. 9 and 8.
9 and 8.
And now I get to make a bite attack.
That's right.
If the crab's alive, that is.
Barely.
Alright.
Here's where you're going to get stuck.
That's right.
Okay, that's a 14.
14 to hit.
Yeah.
That will not hit. Then you do.
Okay,
You
so
still
it's...
have to roll to not get stuck.
Still have to roll, yeah. 'Cause you're glancing off
Ooh,
of its arm.
that's an 11.
Ooh,
You are
okay.
stuck.
On
Your
the
face
last
is
one.
stuck to
And
that
that's
crab.
the bite. That's the bite.
Yeah.
So your mouth is stuck.
Oh no! This
Aki's
doesn't
mouth
taste very
giveth
good,
and-
by the way.
Aki's mouth giveth and Afki's mouth taketh away.
Right. This is the same mouth that bit the head off a demon, and now it's just
Stuck in a crab.
just stuck on a crab, as we've all been. We've all been stuck on a crab.
It's like the tongue on a pole in winter.
Yep. But that does bring it to Katra. What would you like to do with this final crab?
It's gross looking.
It is, but it also threw you off.
Boil it from the inside, Katra.
Alright. I'm gonna use claw attack. So, that will be...
Okay. And just again, if you do make a physical contact, you will have to roll to not get stuck.
Yeah. Alright.
You've got a pretty good reflex, though.
Yeah, your reflex
Yeah.
should be okay, as long as you don't roll too low. You'll
Yeah.
be fine.
So that's a 23 to hit. And that will be
Okay.
12 points of damage.
Okay. So first of all, I do want you to roll to see if you get 16 or better to see if you don't get stuck.
That's a 19. So.
Okay. So you don't get stuck. Tell me, Katra, how do you kill this stupid crab?
As I bound forward, claws ready for revenge for knocking me off, kind of hurting my pride in front of everyone. I've been made in such a show of being better than them, and then it has the audacity to throw me off? No. I claw out at the head, scratching where the eyes meet the base of the head, and physically ripping them to confetti as I fall down to the ground, pulling it with me, and it lands on the floor dead.
I love it. I love it. And as it falls to the ground dead, Aki, you are dragged along as it flumps to the ground. In the background, y'all hear the gnolls just still stabbing and hacking up the other one. And in the middle, you hear the final death, jitters of the one as Mimi subsumes it.
Upon seeing the tentacle crab die, Mimi kind of does a little winky wink, and you can all see the adhesive just kind of bubble and fizz away as it just kind of goes, because Mimi can dissolve her adhesive at will.
That is correct. Which also lets you, I assume, you're freeing Aki.
Oh yeah, Aki's free.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. So, Aki, you have been freed from this terrible burden.
You could hear Mimi go, "Mimi. Sorry, it worked, didn't it?"
So you are free. Before we do anything else, does anyone want to do anything before we move forward? Now that we've come out of combat,
Mimi makes a swallowing sound and returns to a normal size.
Please burp. Aphil's going to do her duty as she feels like she should. She's going to flutter over and land on this demon creature and kind of scope it out to see if it has anything cool on it.
I'm glad to hear that. I would like you to make a investigation for me, or a spot check.
Perhaps an Arcana check, if there's anything magical.
I actually will allow Arcana in this particular circumstance because of the circumstances.
I only ask because I have a 14 in Arcana.
Go right ahead.
Hanging out with Penton for so long. It's 24.
24. So I said that it was naked, and that turns out to not be quite true. It does have a sort of ornamental pouch that it, clearly just for holding stuff. Even if you're an evil magic demon, you still might need to hold stuff. And you are first of all, the belt line of this is encrusted with jewels and is very valuable. But more importantly is what's inside. As you pull it out, there is a scroll inside, just a straight up scroll.
She will kind of like with her claws gently kind of like pull back the top of it just so she can see like a title on it or something.
So question, do you speak Abyssal?
No.
No. So you cannot read what is on, but you specifically said, like, is there anything on it? There is a stamp, basically, of a kind, like burned into it. And there is a sickle on it that you see, which is a blade plunged into what appears to be ice. It's kind of hard to tell because it's burned in, but that seems to be what it is.
April glances over at Katra. Katra, could you come here? Come here.
What is it now?
Can you read this?
Can I read it?
It's in Abyssal, so you absolutely can.
Whether or not you tell him you can is up to you, though.
That's absolutely right. Exactly how much you reveal is up to you.
Yeah, the ice is, just give me a clue, so I figured maybe.
My study on the language
ice.
is a little sketchy. Do you mind if I look at it a little bit?
I can't read it. Go.
Thank you. I'll hold it for a minute.
While those two are playing around with this scroll or whatever it is they found on the headless body, Mimi's taken a little bit of a shine to Suck, the unfortunate warlock, and is just kind of against her will, kind of cradling her and patting her head and just kind of like Mimi.
Suck is terrified. Just terrified. Because Suck was the one, of all of them, Suck was the one who was trying to like have an air of mystery and that like maybe I have dark powers that you do not guess. And she's just, this spindly arms are just wrapping around it. And it's just like, yeah, that's great. That's great. You're full, right?
She's just like gently kind of stroking her head and just kind of, just fawning over this warlock kobold, like
being
found a best friend.
Being a warlock, it is a little bit smarter than some of the others. And most of them speak some basic, and it speaks it a little better. And she's just trying to calm you down, just like that's great, that's fine. Just don't. Your tummy's really full, isn't it? You big old terrifying thing.
She's doing that thing where you swear at your dog in a sweet voice.
Yeah, and she's looking over. She's looking over to Nos and saying, "Do something," and Yip Yak, "Do something." And he looks over and it's just like, I think you're doing great. So what you choose to share is entirely up to you, Katra. But what I do want you to know is this letter does genuinely come as a surprise to you. You were not expecting this Wastelith to be here. and you certainly were not expecting it to be under direct orders. And its direct orders are to without engaging, to assist Athora and ensure that she gets access to the whole staff, and to do so in any way necessary. And so what you suspect is that it saw y'all. You have no connection to the players as far as it knows, and so it just decided to kill you because that's what it would do. But you were not aware that this had been sent, and whether or not you tell anyone else anything of this is up to you.
Did we just screw ourselves?
It is specifically given orders to go and aid Athora from the shadows.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
I rip it up and say, just some sappy old artist love letter. Ugh, what a waste of parchment.
I love it. Now
That's fantastic.
I would like you to roll, and I would like you to add your willpower, and then I would also like Afiel. I would like you to roll and add your willpower. This is just like a contested. Technically, this would be like a deception roll, but since we may not have all of the necessary skills, this just makes it simplified.
1 plus
1. So that's amazing. 16. So you're like, man, I guess this thing just had a lost love. You wouldn't expect it from a demon, but
I mean, just like Penton, there's just moments where there's a little bit of simpleness, just naivete, shall we say? Well, fair enough.
Plus, I think Afiel's distracted by the shiny belt anyway. So
it is very, you're like, just like we said with the Kinku Rogue for a very long time. You're still a raven.
Yeah,
it is very bright and shiny. By the way,
just because what's his name doesn't like money doesn't mean I don't like money.
You took that ring. And by the way, Kerr is absolutely trying to take that belt. The rogue.
Peck at the hands. Peck.
Peck. Okay, he backs off. He backs off because they literally scored not a single hit against any of these creatures in their combat.
Mine, crackle.
He says, hey, could I just maybe just one of the gems,
keep leading. We'll see.
All right. What are you gonna do with it though? Because you can't carry it.
Well, I will unlatch it and kind of hop drag it over to Mimi.
Yeah, there's someone who can carry it.
Mimi just kind of picks it up and drops it into her mouth, and as she does so, she kind of stands up, picks up, still carrying Suck, and starts walking. Resumes her walk. She's found a pet. She's found a friend. Whether or not this kobold wants it doesn't matter. She's found a friend.
Well, then I feel obligated now. I must fully describe. Suck has ginger little tufts of frizzy hair coming out of her head. She actually has amber eyes, like really deep set sockets. So her eyes look kind of hooded. She has tribal marks that form like two stripes under her eyes that are part of her clan, and she has markings on her that denotate a knowledge or connection to werewolves, of all things. And there are several sigils on her that show her as being bound to a dragon. It is very likely that her patron is a dragon.
So while we're carrying while Mimi is carrying this kobold who's probably still a little terrified, I want to from. No one sees, no one knows where it comes from, not even the kobold, but suddenly in one of her little paws, a single platinum piece appears. And Mimi just continues stroking her head, Mimi, as she walks.
She takes it. It is more money than she has seen in her entire life.
And and Mimi just walks with this kobold down the one path there is.
And by the way, it disappears into her robe. She does not wave it over at the other kobolds.
Oh no!
She's
this was a bribe. This was a bribe. Let's be honest.
And by the way, it is a successful bribe. She begins to regard you more favorably and says, like, "Hey, the Mimi, you're really amazing. I'm really impressed with you." She says in basic as y'all make your way forward. And you continue making your way forward. You can sense suddenly, for certain now, as you get closer, Aki, that Morezi is unconscious. And in fact, Afiel, that is what you suspect you are sensing as well from Penton.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell which direction Tix is. Belzik, but you cannot tell his emotional state. Just that he is ahead. And y'all are getting closer and closer to a huge temple carved into the side of the rock with strange symbols. They are in Abyssal, though. Katra, you can read them. So there is that. The only thing that really makes sense to you, though, is one of the series of glyphs says, Wail of the Severed God. And from inside, you hear grunts. And you hear like there's a pressure in your ears as like a comes out from the temple. And you hear a shout and a cry as you hear the sound of armor crashing to the ground. What would you like to do?
Aki scrabbles forward, like her owner, just ready for action, not trying to foreplan it or anything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. As I said before, in the last part of the campaign, this giant set of doors is open a crack.
Okay. Are there a lot of shadows around?
There are. Yeah. There's a lot of shadows.
Afiel's going to say, let me take a look. And she's going to blend into the shadows with her hyper good hide skill and move forward and take a look. I'll throw hide check if you like.
Please do.
That's a 20, so 40.
Okay. Yes, it is as if a shadow has become a shadow, which then hid in a shadow, which was lost in a shadow. You are not only are you not seen, but you are not heard, as you have even learned how to flap your wings silently.
Even unconscious, Corvus is like, I sense a disturbance in the force.
I sense my game being threatened. As you make to one of the high windows. This does have, some of the windows do actually have glass in them, but most of them are just giant, like, stone slats, like, embedded in the window. Because, there's no, like, sunlight to let in. It's entirely ornamental. As you look in, and you see below, and you can see the party, and they are engaged in combat. And when I say the party, I mean that as you look in, you see Athora crash to the ground, falling unconscious. You can see Tix is wielding Destiny Seeker, and Destiny Seeker is crackling in his hands, just literally crackling. And as far as you can tell, you don't know if you see Corvus's corpse or body on the ground, so you're not sure about that. But
He's already killed me.
you think maybe Tix is the only one standing.
Oof.
And closing in on him are at least 7 mind flayers as they are levitating towards Tix and closing in on him. And even though you're like dozens of feet up in the air, one of them literally takes their tentacle. You have, of course, ridiculously good vision, so you can see this even in the darkness and even at the distance. And they shove a tentacle into their throat. And it forms the most horrifying sound as it speaks, literally speaks. And it says, there, we'll have you with your god in no time. And you feel again that pressure as a waves forward towards Tix. And he falls to one knee and staggers. And at that moment, something happens. Something strange happens. And Tix looks up, and his eyes are glowing.
A baleful blue light?
It is not a baleful blue but his eyes are glowing like a dark. It's almost like a deep red. And you hear a voice that says, "Nice try." And then Destiny Seeker slashes out forward and actually cuts one of the Mind Flayers in half. Just literally cuts him in half. And there's a moment of like that hand is still shoving the tentacle, and there's like a, and then just ichor splatters to the ground as it stops levitating and falls. And then there's another, and even Tix falls to the ground unconscious. And of course, this all happens in seconds. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm not going in single-handed, so Ayfield's going to quickly dodge back out of the building and fly back toward the others, and give them a rundown as I'm flying back, just telepathically, and let them know what's happening.
So everyone is unconscious right now?
Now everyone
Seems
is unconscious. The only thing is y'all did not see you could not see the either dead or unconscious form of Corvus. But as far as you know, everyone is unconscious. It also was a huge chamber, so you just might not have seen them too.
Upon hearing this, Mimi just makes to scoop everybody up and with her extended legs just start running towards the church. Or the chapel or temple or whatever.
Does everyone permit that?
Aki allows this.
Fly.
Yeah, you're flying, obviously, yes. But you mean like Aki and Katra.
Felsic is going to go move as fast as Felsic, Aki does.
Okay. And you could actually, it's this weird thing where you don't like literally earth stride, but like as you're running on the ground, it's like you almost can like boom, like push yourself a little faster as you're in contact with the earth, as you just make your way towards the temple. And of course, Mimi, as your legs become impossibly long and spindly, you just begin doom.
Well, so Mimi's movement speed with her extended legs is 60 feet, but she is running, so she's multiplying that by 4.
Yep. So she can extend her movement to 60, and of course doubled at running. There are penalties for doing that.
She's not going to run into battle like that, but she's trying to get it. It's fast,
so
yeah.
You almost immediately make it to the temple entrance. What would y'all like to do?
So we're seeing 6 mind flayers now?
Yes, at least.
Since one just got chopped in half?
One get chopped in half. There were at least 7, and one got chopped in half.
Do any of them look hurt at all?
With your vision and everything, you could tell that like 3 of them did seem to have some injuries.
Mimi kind of communicates to Afiel, like, carry me above, like directly above them, and I'll adhesive them. I'll goo on them.
Yeah, I can't lift you.
You can.
Because you're...
Because I'm a bag. I'm a bag.
You're a bag.
He does have the ability to change his mass to a certain extent.
Okay, then.
It's an ability that he specifically has. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I will go outside the building and go back to the window I went in before, and then kind of glide in and and circle above the group.
Okay.
Mind flayers.
Cool. Aki drops.
I'll get Afiel to drop me, because at this point I'm just a bag. But if I get dropped while I'm gooing, then there's a high likelihood that there's some splash going on when I hit the ground.
Aki, sorry, I didn't have the right time to interrupt. Aki departs from Mimi's grip before Mimi is grabbed.
Oh no,
by Afiel.
everybody's gone. Everybody's gone.
Because you wouldn't be able to lift you
Yeah.
if you were still holding. So yeah.
I let everybody go and became a size that Afiel could grab.
Yeah, so you're basically sitting in the doorway.
Yep.
Ish.
Yeah, I didn't take everybody with me. Don't worry. I'm not that cruel. I didn't even take my kobold friend, who was probably breathing a sigh of relief and rocking back and forth in a corner, going, "I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay."
Yeah, they are trailing behind you.
So yeah, Mimi will fall and, just look like a normal bag, but upon, about 10 feet from the ground, start oozing this adhesive, and then splash down and see how many I hit with my goo.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
I love it.
Thank you, dice.
So I would like you to roll a 1d6. Just give me a straight 1d6.
A 1d6, okay. 6.
Nah. You spray all 6 of them with your adhesive. And they are all very much caught by surprise as you all make your way into the chamber. You all get ready to attack. They are all gooified and very unhappy mind flayers. And they turn towards all of you and
Make them touch the ground.
They shriek at you. They shriek at you in a psionic voice. You can tell, especially you, Katra, who you've had a little bit more dealing with this sort of creature, with some psionic creatures. They screech at you in psionics, and it's like the volume has been turned off. They gesture wildly at you, and they are shouting at you in their psionic telepathy, and you hear nothing. And that's where we'll end episode 164. Great job, everybody.
Whew.
Thanks.
Wow, that was pretty cool.
Didn't know quite where that was going to end. Y'all did an amazing job. That was so fun.
This is going to be fun.
I want y'all to know that, obviously you're aware that I have improvised things. I make up things on the fly. I do things like that. But there are a great many things I have planned out in advance. And these 2 episodes have been sitting in my back pocket for probably close to 2 years.
Awesome.
And so I am so excited that y'all did such an amazing job playing it.
All the prep is coming together, and I'm having fun as Mimi because she's just a toolkit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like playing a souped up changeling,
It's fantastic.
So definitely appreciate it. What I would like everybody who's listening to do is to go to chafingarmor.com. Go to chafingarmor.com because I'm going to have images that Izzy has drawn of Mimi, and they are incredible. Yes. You do not want to miss this, so go to chafingarmor.com. You can also find us on the social medias at Chafing Armor on Twitter, Chafing Armor on Instagram. I post a lot of dumb D&D memes on there, but I also post art from the episodes. So check that out. And in wrapping up, is there any Instagram, Twitter handle, anything like that that y'all would like to follow? Just shout that out now.
You can go ahead and
Penton Chalice is on Twitter.
It's true.
He's fumbling through Twitter at pchalice. At pchalice.
At pchalice.
You can go ahead and follow me
Swamp.
at Princess Beast on Instagram. I post art over
My
there.
Instagram is Swamp.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm too tired. My Instagram is Swamp Fiend Art. We both post our art. You should look at all of it.
Yes, go check out all the art from these fantastic, wonderfully talented, creative people, especially Dare as well. Do go check out Dare's art too.
Hi.
Yes,
Yeah, you can
What's
find me
Dare's-
at Dare Imagine. Riley and Izzy have far surpassed me very rapidly in the last 2 years, and I'm quite impressed. So, Swamp Fiend Art and Princess Beast, go follow them.
They are both amazing.
The triumvirate.
Anyone else? We good? Okay, perfect. So thank you all so much for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And until we come
Me,
in
me,
with
me, me, me.
165 and me, we will roll with you soon.